Hey everyone, it's Anthony Sakari from New York State Solar Farm, and today we're going to talk about Sheldon's solar story. I'm excited to do this because a lot of our work goes unseen. We put it on people's homes, solar on people's homes. Usually, sometimes it's on the back of the house, you can't see it, and no one even knows that homeowners have solar sometimes. And I was just hoping to do this little series and talk about people's solar stories. And this person that's joining me now, Sheldon, is not just any customer because we work together. And Sheldon is one of our senior solar consultants and has been in the industry for quite some time. So I'm going to add Sheldon to our stream right now to talk about Sheldon's solar story.
Hey,
Sheldon,
Anthony.
what's going on? Thanks for jumping on with me on this Thursday night.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, real good. We got it.
Awesome. Well, I know you were having dinner, and I appreciate you jumping on with me because you have a really cool system. You're right in New Paltz, which is not far from our office in Modena. And I was hoping that we could go through a little bit of your background because I know when you were looking for a home, you were telling me how you wanted a home that was suitable for solar. So it seems like it was always in the plans. And I was hoping that you could kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go into the your solar story, Sheldon.
Well, one of the easiest things about me is that I grew up as a gadget guy.
You were in what was it? The TV industry before Sheldon,
no,
or electronics?
I was in electronics. I've been in construction, and my real introduction to being a gadget guy was in high school when I was in a photography class. It was 2 hours a day for 2 years. And that's gadgets, it's cameras and all the darkroom stuff. It's gadgets. And I really got into it. I was a military photographer. And my real claim to fame is that I was with Harvey Electronics for more than 20 years. And I got to work with some of the industry's best people in that industry and offer some of the best gear you could possibly offer to people who just wanted to have fun and enjoy music.
Yeah.
And from there, it transitioned into solar. And I've always been interested in solar, always read up on it and things like that. And I wanted to do it on earlier houses, but houses weren't really right for it.
Right.
And so when we moved up to New Paltz, it's 10 years now. We moved up to New Paltz 10 years ago.
Wow.
We searched for a house that had that potential.
Yeah, I mean, you have. I'm going to add. I put together a little deck, and let me see if I could add this to our stream here. So,
oh wow, that's my place.
This is your place, and I know you have the RV there too, right, Sheldon?
That is an RV. It is a Class A motorhome. It's a 38-foot scenic cruiser, Spartan motorhome. Really nice. We've been around the country a couple times with it.
That's awesome. And now your solar panels are covering it also. So that's pretty cool there.
Well, they're also powering that. They power everything.
So this next one, Sheldon, this is actually, we put solar. Let me go here to just to give everyone a little bit of a better idea. But this is your site plan that we put together when you were going solar. So your system consists of, I'll go right here. This is what every homeowner gets. They get their PV system configuration right here. And your system is a 23.76 kW system, 66 SunPower AC solar panels that you have on the roof. And so this is your house right here, the main house. And then this is where the RV and the motorhome are up top, right, Sheldon?
Correct. They're right underneath the panels.
Mm-hmm. And then we trenched back to the main house with our solar line and tied into the main disconnect over there.
Correct.
Yep. Cool. Anything else you'd add to the design, Sheldon, and what went into it and some aspects that were important to you when going solar?
Well, there's a lot here. There's a pool, there's a jacuzzi, there's a sauna, there's the motorhome, There's a refrigerator in our place. There's a refrigerator in the apartment in quote unquote barn. And so we were using a lot of power, and we didn't realize how much it was going to be. Yeah, until you'll start. The bills were big. They were huge bills.
I saw you sent me over. We were looking at the pre-bills and post-bills, which we'll go into later. But you do, I mean, and your system, you're at a 23 kW DC system. The max system size you could do is 25. So, I mean, you're right there, almost at the limit with the size solar system that you can go.
Well, the only flaw in that is that it would have been great if that barn had a south-facing roof. That's still very good. The way it faces is really good, because it faces out towards that open field. There's no trees. It's hundreds of feet till the next tree, so that's pretty good. I know that if it would have been facing south, it would produce a few thousand more kilowatts for the same money.
And that's the barn you're talking about, right, Sheldon?
The barn, yeah. The house itself is perfect.
Yeah, your house is at 190 degree azimuth, where, I mean, you're 10 degrees off true south, 180. So that's pretty.
Yeah, can't ask for much better.
That's cool. So we'll go into just some shots. These are pictures that our installers took when they were putting the system up. This is what we call the Glamour Shot. So every time we finish the array, we do the Glamour Shot just to show all the panels in one frame on the roof. And it just looks clean, Sheldon. I love looking at it. It's I wish everybody could just stand on the roof and get up close and personal with their system. But
Anthony, I watched the guys put it in. I took video of them putting it in. That's facing, the camera right now is just facing southeast, so it's got a great view.
That's so cool. And now I'll go to the other one, which is the main house. This is where you're sitting in right now, right, Sheldon?
Correct.
Cool. So this is the install going on. You could see our guys on the side of the house right there. That's where your PV supervisor is. I have another picture of it as well, showing the PV supervisor, which for those who don't know, the PV supervisor is actually the monitoring box that communicates. And you have, I mean, how often are you on the app, Sheldon, looking at your production of the home?
Well, in truth, now,
yeah,
once a month.
Okay.
But when we first got it, it was 3 times a day. And then after a few weeks, it was once a day, and then once a week. And you're comfortable with it. We know what it's doing now. We're happy with it. And there isn't any need to look at it every day. It does what it's supposed to do in the background without my needing to tinker with it or call anybody. It's no service, no nothing. It just works.
Yeah. So some comments that we got are, Tara wrote, "Wow, this is such a beautiful system," on Facebook. And Eileen, who's our RSM on LinkedIn, wrote she loves it. So that's pretty cool to see.
It's a nice design, really clean, right in the middle.
And this is something that's important to me, Sheldon, that no one will ever see. Most likely you didn't even see this, but this is the junction box on the roof, or also known as the pass-through box. But when we're terminating our connections and transitioning from the roof and going into the attic, this is the box that makes that transition. And what you'll see is our installers, almost, you can see the little squiggly line. That's their signature on your junction box. So if something ever goes wrong, this is showing roof 2 that we could say, all right, Alex or whoever was in the junction box. And then we would look at it, and that installer technician would go back out there and troubleshoot if anything was going wrong.
Yeah, and that isn't even generally available. That's underneath the panels. Can't even see it.
Yeah, this is under the panel. So this is fully covered by the panel. You don't see it. A lid goes on top of this that screws it closed, and then that's it. The next shot, Sheldon, this is on the side of the house. So this line coming up from the ground, that's connected to the garage, correct?
That's correct. It's a 70-foot trench.
And then that's what we call your combiner panel, where it's combining all the circuits from the PV system and sending it into the house. So you're having the conduit coming off the roof, going into the combiner panel.
Right.
And then you have the conduit coming from the garage going in there, combining all the circuits, and then going into the house with one main line.
Correct.
Cool. And then that's the monitoring box on top of there, which communicates with the Wi-Fi, or if you have Ethernet cord, that's always a little more solid connection. So Sheldon, where's this? This is right in the garage at the house, right?
That's directly on the other side of the meter that you saw there.
Yep.
And so there's the main box. There's a transfer switch because we have a generator also. And then there's the cutoff for the system.
Cool.
The big box.
So Sheldon, this is the one of the main reasons you went solar here, which was your utility bill.
There it is.
This looks like your utility bill from April till May. And this was on a 1 month billing cycle, right? This was
That's
1
correct.
month pre-solar.
Right.
So do you want to break this down a little bit and talk about your energy needs? I know
zoom it in a tiny bit more. Okay, so what that's telling us right here is that it cost $113 to deliver $199 worth of electricity to us.
Mm-hmm.
So what did we get? $119? Just $113, excuse me, just for the use of their wires to deliver the $191 worth of power. It's a lot of money. You're talking about more than $300 a month. And this isn't even in the middle of the summer yet.
So with the solar, the thing that we can't get rid of, and we're always upfront with the homeowner about, is the $24 basic service charge.
Correct.
I wish I could highlight on here right now. I'll figure these features out as time goes on, Sheldon. But this line right up here, that basic service charge, that top line, $24, that's just to keep the meter on the home. That's not something we can get rid of. But all of these other charges below are the charges that we get rid of when you go solar. We get rid of the delivery and we get rid of the supply, depending on how big the system is. Is this system covering 100% of your usage, Sheldon?
Yes.
Cool.
We designed it to be just a few percent more than what the bill from 2017 was. Because we really could have made it a little bit bigger if we wanted to. We could have done another row or another half row.
So I'll go to this next bill, Sheldon. So that bill that you got there from April to May was $191, and this bill $160.
That you're talking about the energy portion. Yeah, it's going to fluctuate a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then what was really cool, which I was pumped that you got, that we could all see right now, is a bill that's post-solar.
Right.
And
this is 2 months combined because they've changed how they bill. Central Hudson sends a bill every other month now, and the service is $20 a month.
Sheldon, can you touch on that a little more? Because I don't think a lot of people realize that when they go solar, how the billing changes from every month to every 2 months.
Yeah, I think that this. I don't know if that's the case. I think that this is just Central Hudson changing the way they do stuff constantly. And so it went to a 2 month billing cycle. The thing about it is, if you zoom it in a little bit more, you'll see in the big green circle, that's the bill for 2 months.
Yeah.
It's $20 a month.
And that's your meter charge.
That's right. That's it. Other than the fact that we're paying for the solar, but that eventually just goes away.
So right now, the charges that you have are the meter charge and your solar lease payment to SunPower. Though that's it right now that you're working with, right? Is there any other charges that you have?
No. That's it.
Cool. Sheldon, I appreciate you taking us through your solar story. Is there anything else that you would add to this? I mean, I know there's so much that went into it.
See that
that we
extra bit of roof up there? As soon as we get an electric car, there's room for another. We can probably do another 9 panels, and just be underneath that maximum limit of what we can do.
To the right side, right here, you're talking about adding panels?
Yeah, correct.
So Sheldon, I didn't tell you, but do you know what I did at my house this week?
No, what'd you do?
Added another string of 12 panels. I'm at 17 kW right now in system size.
Is that for your Tesla?
That's so with the electrification is real. We did the heat pumps. We added 2 more heat pumps, and then the Model 3. Yeah, the usage went up. So it's and that happened. Sheldon, how many times? I mean, when you're helping homeowners go solar, they go solar, and then usually like a year and a half to 2 years later, they give you a call and they say, "Hey, Sheldon, my solar is not working anymore." And you take it away from there, Sheldon. You know what's the diagnosis step that you see after they say my solar is not working?
Well, your solar is working fine. You're just using more power.
Yeah. Usually when you get into that conversation with them, they usually got an electric car like I did and changed their heating system to electric or got a hot tub. But the good thing is, even though they had that, their bill went up now, they still have that portion of their bill that the solar is taking care of that's cheaper than what they're currently buying from the utility company. So
absolutely, they're saving money and they're doing a good thing.
Absolutely. We didn't even talk about the environmental benefit of this yet, Sheldon, but I mean, you're right under the ridge. What does it mean to you and Josie from an environmental standpoint?
Well, it's actually a pretty big thing. And when because I'm a gadget guy and I've been involved in looking at this stuff for so long, I have a feel for how bad things are out there and how much help it really needs. And if everybody doesn't do a little bit, just in a lot of trouble. I mean, I don't have to do this now. I'm going to be 70 next month, Anthony.
Yeah.
So this is something that I want to do.
That's awesome, Sheldon. Well, you did your part. Your home is solar powered. I hear a dog shaking. Who's that?
Oh, that's Cookie. Cookie. Come here, Cookie. Come on.
I saw Cookie before. She did a little cameo appearance before, but till next time. Thank you, Sheldon, for doing this and telling us your solar story. And till next time, I'll talk to you.
It's my pleasure, Anthony. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.